please welcome back to the stage, To Begin Anew!
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Dead Noise. I'm Chris, and with me today is the local North Carolina hard rock metal band To Begin Anew. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Sorry for the white legs, if the camera can see those. You caught us right before a workout, so if you're enjoying it, I hope you enjoy it. This is a rare occurrence. Don't usually rock shorts out in public, so.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Luckily
there's
for
not
you,
a lot to look at there, man. So.
Well, luckily for you, I think they're just out of frame.
Cool.
So
Cool. Perfect.
If not, we'll fix it in post.
That's what they always say.
So we are here the first day of JimFest. You guys are headlining night one.
Yes.
To my knowledge, this is your first show back from your hiatus from last year, correct?
Right. So we took a hiatus back in September. Was it September?
I think so.
Okay. And we can dive into that a little bit. I know you had mentioned that you wanted to talk a little bit about that, but yeah, JimFest will be our first official show returning back since our hiatus. So yeah.
How does it feel to be headlining night one?
I really don't think we're worthy, honestly, but
We should be opening this night up. We shouldn't be headlining.
we're honored. We are honored by the spectacle that is JimFest. So yeah, we're not deserving, but very thankful. So.
Well, I think you're deserving.
Well, thanks,
so.
man.
You guys announced a hiatus over the summer, but from the outside looking in, you guys didn't really skip a beat because your parting gift to us was your debut EP, Momentum. And then you also sold some merch and you promoted that. So it really didn't feel like you guys were too far gone. I mean, a couple months later, you're headlining JimFest. So what has the hiatus been like, and what's the change in energy, if anything, coming back from the hiatus?
Oh well, that was one thing we mentioned about the hiatus is that, I mean, it was simply that it was going to be a hiatus. It was in no way, shape, or form something like the band was done. Honestly, that would have been 2022. They run together, man. I'm sorry.
Post-pandemic.
Yeah. 2022 was a very, very busy year for us. We were playing a lot of shows. I mean, it seemed like almost every weekend we were playing shows, and we kind of got to a point where we felt like it would probably be necessary for us to take a hiatus, to just kind of have a moment to kind of catch our breaths, and
a little bit of burnout.
Yeah. I mean, we were doing a lot, so the whole thing was like, let's just pause for a little bit and kind of reevaluate everything. And some of the other guys that was with us at the time, I guess that was like the first moment they really had to kind of prioritize where they were in life since we had took a break. And, one guy that was with us, he was already in another band prior to coming on board with us. And he had some other stuff going on that was going to occupy him this year. So he already knew that was on the horizon. So he found it was in his best interest just to basically say, I'm going to step down from my secondary band, focus more so on my personal life and on my primary band, which is fine. It's no bad blood towards anybody in this whole situation. And then one of the other guys that was with us, whenever we kind of took our hiatus, he kind of discovered he had hobbies and something else that he knew was going to consume a majority of his time. So it was one of his things, like, I want to focus on this for me. So out of respect for you guys, I'm going to step back off of this and kind of focus on this and just let you guys, I don't want to cause any issues, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we all come to an understanding, and we're like, yeah, I'd rather maintain friendship and relationship with everybody instead of something happening and causing friction that would ultimately ruin a friendship with these people that we've known for years. So we decided we were going to take a little hiatus, and in the meantime, we were still writing songs. I mean, we were staying busy even though we were on a hiatus status. But yes, as far as that's concerned, we knew we were coming back. We just didn't know exactly when.
Gotcha.
And the original plan was, even Casey, Casey jumped in another band that he's still playing with now, just to kind of occupy his time.
What band is that?
I play in another band called Sacrificial Betrayal.
Okay.
And I mean, we've known those guys forever too. I mean, they're great guys as well. But yeah, I mean, during that, I was already making moves to get back in the studio. As soon as the hiatus was like, we're going to take a little bit of a break, I was already kind of planning the next move. I try to keep busy like that, man. You know, I don't want to ruin the momentum, if you will.
Hey, the grind never stops.
I got to keep myself occupied, man. You got to strike while the iron's hot. That's what they say. So
That's a phrase I'm all too familiar with. So, as a result of the hiatus and coming back from it, you got this guy back on guitars. So,
Yeah.
what's it like to have you back in the fold? And maybe has the energy changed? Is there a new sense of focus? Not that you guys didn't have any before, but what's the dynamic like now compared to before?
why don't you maybe speak on the first half of that, and then we can give our opinion on that. So
Perfect.
introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Macon, former guitar player and current guitar player in To Begin Anew. It's fun being back, man. I really missed it whenever I stepped down. Honestly, you know, it was one of the biggest mistakes I made stepping down because as soon as I did, these guys got busy. But ever since we've been back, we've been hitting the studio pretty hard. We've been lining shows up, and you know, we're excited to be playing JimFest tonight, obviously. But it's been a lot of fun.
And just kind of elaborate further on your question as far as the energy goes. You know, for those of you that don't know, Macon actually was a founding member of TBA, and he got into a situation in his life where he come to a crossroads, and he's like, I've got to ultimately look out for the betterment of my personal life. So it was no disrespect at all. He's like, hey, I've got to step down. You know, you guys keep pushing forward, and that's what we did. And after our hiatus, like I said, we were in the studio. Me and Casey was writing some stuff, and I'm a rhythm guitar player. I'm not a lead guitar player.
James
by any
Hetfield,
means.
if you will.
Man, come on, bro. But no, I'd reached out to Macon, and I was like, hey, you know, we got this project that we're working on. It's still TBA, and we're going to record some stuff, and I need some help in the guitar department. So I basically hit him up, and initially it was going to be like a studio session type thing. And you know how that goes. He ends up writing the stuff, and then it's like, I think I want to stay. And I was like, well, I think I want you to stay too. So we ended up linking back up and recording some new songs, one of which is the one we released today, This Is War. But yeah, as far as energy goes, I've said it openly before, Macon is like one of my favorite lead guitar players, if not my favorite lead guitar player around here, hands down. We have a very similar background as far as styles that we're into, bands that we're into, that we're influenced by. And I think that really reflects in our playing. You know, I can lay down a rhythm or something like that, and just him in the pocket, he can just jump right in, and then we're like, yep, that's it. You know, we can find it together, and I just really enjoy working with him as far as guitar work goes. And he also he doesn't like to admit it, but he's a pretty good singer too, and it's nice to have someone that can help me in the vocal department as well. So
I think all the energy's still there. I think our approach is a little more laid back now. We're trying not to burn ourselves out too bad again.
yeah, we kind of decided. You know, the first thing was, let's kind of baby step into this. Let's go ahead and get some music recorded. Let's get that behind us, and then, you know, maybe let's book some. Our whole thing that I think caused a problem last time, as far as shows go, we were kind of focused more on quantity versus quality. And I was pretty much trying to we all were in the same boat. Let's just get anything and everything we can. Just go. And this go around, we kind of decided that we wanted to have a softer approach, but a more impactful approach. So it's this time around, we're trying to keep it where it's more quality versus quantity. But with that being said, you know, I don't know if you've seen our calendar yet, but we're booked all the way into like September right now.
Yep.
And it's January. So again, you know, we're just trying to be mindful of that. We don't want to get in a situation where we be like, okay, I've got way too much going on. I need a break. And then everybody else, you know, it's one of those things nobody really wants to come forward and say it because I guess they don't want to cause any problems in the band. But whenever you have a moment to pause and kind of reflect, you're like, I need to kind of reprioritize. You know, I got a family I got to worry about. I got a job I got to worry about. At the end of the day, you know, this is a hobby. This is for us to have fun. But I think we're all on the same page whenever it's like, if we're going to do it, we want to try to do it the right way, and actually try to make something instead of just getting out and just playing a show. We want to try to, if we're going to do it, let's do it right. You know?
Yep. And with this being my first time seeing you guys, hearing that just makes me even more excited to catch your set.
If this is the first time you've seen us?
Yep.
Oh, I think you're going to love it, dude. I think you're going to love it. So tonight, I think me and you had mentioned that, as far as what the lineup is, but right now we are functioning as a three-piece. I'm playing guitar and singing, Macon's playing guitar and singing, and Casey's drumming and singing. For this particular event, we have a guy named Blake Matthews that's playing bass for us. He's with Clarity Audio Productions, which is our recording studio that we go to, and his band is called With Clarity. So we were like, hey, we got offered this show. We're like, well, we're functioning as a three-piece, but we obviously need some low end.
Yep.
We were focused more on the studio side of things instead of trying to actively look for a bass player. You know, we kind of wanted to, instead of trying to do everything at once, we wanted to try to kind of prioritize. So I reached out to Blake and I was like, look, man, you know, this is what we've got going on. Would you mind helping? And him being the dude he is was like, absolutely, I'll be there. And plus, he's familiar with the songs, considering we recorded at his studio. So.
Fair enough.
And we've known Blake forever. If you guys haven't, Blake Matthews, Clarity Audio Productions is his studio, and With Clarity is his band. Make sure you check them out.
Right off the bat, it's very apparent that you guys have a broad array of influences, just from my vantage point as a listener. When I hear Break New Ground, the first artist that comes to mind is Miles Kennedy, but then off of Momentum, the second song right after that, Awaken, that just screams Senses Fail to me. I don't know if that's an influence of you guys, but who would you consider your top 5 musical influences, individually and as a band?
We get asked this question a lot, and I feel like mine often changes, and I feel like every time I give my answers, everybody's always like, ugh. I mean, I know out of everybody, I think Casey probably has like the most, his influences will more likely probably be bands that like you don't really know, I guess, more obscure bands. Macon's kind of on the same page with me, but again, his stuff is different. For me, in no particular order, as far as influences for me, Metallica, I'm sorry, it happens all the time. Keep the jokes coming. Nirvana, Green Day, Alter Bridge, and
Shinedown, right?
I sometimes it's Shinedown, sometimes it changes. I like Shinedown's older stuff. I don't like their newer stuff. I cut my teeth on the first 2-3 albums. But yeah, I mean, most of the stuff that I'm influenced by is more of kind of like your radio rock, I guess, would be kind of more mainstream modern rock. But that's why I've always enjoyed stuff like that, because it seems like I write hooks really not intending to write hooks. And then, you know, I have people to come, like you, will come up and say, hey, man, you know, I've listened to that song several times today. I just can't get it out of my head. That makes me happy. It makes me feel like I did my job.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's my 5 loser bands. Making you?
So 5 of mine would probably, again, be Metallica, specifically Kirk Hammett, Eddie Van Halen, obviously, Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains, all the guys in Iron Maiden, and Dimebag Darrell.
I can see
I like
I
it.
can see all of that in your plan. So.
I try to mix it together.
Top 5. Naturally, you were right on the head with that. Senses Fail, big, huge one. Sum 41. Then you just go damn near the opposite direction.
Conway Twitty.
Terror, Madball, and Comeback Kid.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See, he's our punk kid.
Yeah. So that's where all those riffs come from.
Yeah, that's where I come in from.
Well, see, that's one thing, and you were kind of speaking on it earlier. Whenever we, that's one thing I really like about our writing style, and I guess just our band, the way we write songs. I mean, whenever I write stuff, I usually come up with a riff, and usually sometimes it might not even be riffs. It might just be like a chord progression, and then I'll find like a vocal melody in there, and then I kind of build my stuff from there, and then it's basically I just build like the skeleton. And then I bring it to the other guys. I'm like, hey, you know, this is what I've got. And then once everybody else gets their hands in it, that's whenever the magic starts happening.
Yep.
But I do like our style because, like you said, you know, you 1 minute you'll have a song that's like really heavy and quick and in your face and aggressive, and then you've got something that's a little bit more kind of dialed back and mellow. And then next time you hear the next song coming up, it's like a punk rock song.
Yep.
So I mean, it's just that's if you don't like this song,
You'll like another one.
another one will come. You'll be like, okay, I like that one.
Yep.
So that's one thing I like. We don't have that cookie cutter song where it sounds like nothing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I like how diverse we are. That's one fun thing about this.
No offense, AC/DC, but you got to make more than one song.
I'll say it with you. All right, preach it.
So, on the day that we're recording this, you just released a new single, This Is War. It sounds like a step up in production and composition. You got some symphonic elements in there, and I can't help but think this is a sign of things to come. So is there another EP in the works, maybe a full album coming down the line maybe this year?
Well, look, man, I can't give you all of my secrets, but I can tell you that the studio sessions we had, we have definitely recorded more than one song. We have recorded a handful of songs, and we're sitting on a handful of songs that aren't recorded yet.
Oh.
So I mean, we have several songs. I mean, I'm sure you talk to musicians and stuff, you see that like the day, especially smaller local bands like us, the day of like releasing a CD and putting it out there and becoming a big rock star, that doesn't happen anymore. So like grassroots bands like us, kind of makes more sense to release singles every so often. Mm-hmm. And see, that's what we did with Momentum, is that every song on Momentum, for the exception of the last song, Favorite Shade of Red, we released those as singles back from 2020 onward. And then whenever we got with Blake, our producer, we were at another studio and recorded the first 3 songs at a different studio, but we got all of his tracks and everything, and we basically, everything on the CD for Momentum was remixed and remastered by our new producer. So even if you got like the original singles from like 2020, the stuff on the album is basically a completely different song.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I like to do with the Momentum, was that we, throughout the time, we had released our singles, and then once that was done, we're like, hey, we're going to put it out on an album and put a bonus song on there for you. Mm-hmm. So that's what we did with that. We might not do that approach now, but I mean, we're definitely focused on releasing singles throughout the year just to kind of keep the ball rolling and keep us busy and just having new music for everybody to listen to on a regular basis. So.
And you mentioned that bonus track, your favorite Shade of Red. Now, personally, that's my favorite song by you guys. It's either that or Break New Ground. But what made you decide to not release that one as a single and put it on the EP? Was it just a timing thing?
I think it was a combination of both. Because I mean, prior to us once we actually got the physical copies of the CDs a few weeks before we decided to take a break.
Oh.
So that was kind of like just, I didn't even really promote that or anything. I just threw it out there. And then people find it, they're like, "Whoa, I didn't know you released that song." I was like, we didn't tell anybody. We just threw it out there. But the original plan was to release it as a single, but then things kind of happened and we took our hiatus, but we didn't want to just sit on it, and we didn't want to sit on the CD. Mm-hmm. So we figured we'd go ahead and just release it and just sneak it out there.
That's wise. Yeah. Leave it a best kept secret.
Yeah. We have a lot of people that say it. We have a lot of people that say they really like Red, but I will tell you that the way we play it live is not the same way that it's recorded on the album. It actually it's a little bit longer live, and it's a little bit heavier live.
Nice.
So we wanted to dial it back and kind of make it more, I guess, radio friendly for the album, because the whole song's probably over 5 minutes, maybe, like the actual version, and I think the album version is maybe 3.5, 4 minutes, something like that. So you got that time restraint with people's attention span, you know. So it's hard. Just like our first single, Arise, I think it was 5.5 minutes long, and we went back and we're like, that was way too long. And we'll see. We're going to probably play it tonight, but we're going to play a shorter version of it just for set time. So some of our songs, we play them a little bit different live than what it is, and I think that keeps it interesting.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, people aren't here to see a CD play.
Yeah. I've been hearing you say that a lot lately.
It makes sense. I mean, you're here for an experience.
Words to live by.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we've arrived to my favorite part of every interview, and that is a speed round.
Uh-oh.
So I have 10 questions. This is meant to be a bit of a rapid fire, but you can feel free to elaborate as much or as little as you want.
Are you going to buckle under pressure?
Probably.
We can kind of just go down the line, so start with you, then you, then you.
Okay.
First question, favorite song to play live?
Actually, This Is War.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
For me, the same. I really enjoy playing Break New Ground live.
Nice.
We usually open up with that one, just cause it's just like right out the gate. But yeah, probably right now, like, and it'll probably change tomorrow. But right now, I'm going to say Break New Ground.
Mine's tied between Awaken and Favorite Shade. They're both just very energetic. I get to move around a lot.
Awaken's fun too, though.
Yep.
So I can't see. I'm already changing my answer. I can't think of it. There's a rapid fire. You got to spit it out.
I'm telling you, every 5 minutes when I think about your guys' EP, it's like, oh, Break New Ground's my favorite. No, Favorite Shade of Red's my favorite. So I know how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, they're all my little baby creature. Well, I don't know.
Next question, favorite city to play in?
Man, I've been a lot of places. Could say here, being Jacksonville, hometown and all, but
Should say here.
should say here. Been having a lot of fun in Richmond lately too, though. So it's kind of tied between those two for me.
I'm going to say Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Hell yeah.
Non-applicable.
This is okay, wait, here. Breaking news, okay? This is actually his first live show with TBA, even whenever he was a
Really?
founding member. Yeah, he never hit the
Holy
stage
shit.
because we started in January of 2020, so it was at COVID.
Yep.
So, yeah, like this will actually be his first TBA show, even though he was a founding member. It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
That's insane. My first too. Hell yeah. All right. Question number 3. The band, artist, or song that made you want to become a musician?
My dad.
Really?
Yeah, growing up, he was a guitar player, musician,
Nice.
and now he's a sound man, and kind of brought
Does
me
he know
into
that
it.
connection?
I don't think he
about to.
does. Yeah, so my dad actually runs sound at Hooligans here.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
If you ever hear stories about a guy named Animal, that's him. Yeah.
You see it now.
So I guess it's that time. James Hetfield from Metallica.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
I thought it was
Turn your
Billy Joe
back.
from Green Day.
Maybe.
Are you sure it wasn't Celine Dion?
It could be. She's a great vocalist. She is a great vocalist.
She is.
Kirk Hammett from Metallica.
What a bunch of losers. Your views, there are people clicking out of this interview right now.
I think
Metallica fanboys.
I'm sorry.
I think I just got 10 more subscriptions, so I think we're good. The one band or artist that you want to collaborate with the most?
Man, that is a tough one.
Think outside the box, though, with it.
How far outside of the box?
Get way out there, bro.
Pretend the box isn't even there.
Yeah, throw the box away.
I want to hear you singing with Miley Cyrus. How about that?
Dude, that might actually be cool.
You both have the little bit of scratch in your voice.
Okay.
It'd be
Okay.
great.
I can get down with it.
I dig it.
I dig it. Yeah. As far as your question goes, here I am asking a question within a question. No, I'm going to spit it out. I'm going to say Hailstorm.
That would be cool.
That was actually what I was going to say, and then you said Miley Cyrus. I was like, they're going to think I'm copying you, but I was going to say Hailstorm. Lizzie Hill's badass, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They're great, dude.
I've never seen them live, but I've seen videos of their stage
Right.
show. It's insane.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
I'd love to collab with Seven Dust.
There you go. Seven Dust.
That's a good one.
Hey, if you notice on the new song "This Is War," like coming out of the little breakdown part, there's a part where I make my voice real grimy.
Yep.
And like we recorded it, we're like, dude, that kind of sounds like Seven Dust. I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it.
You know, now that you mention it,
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Yeah. They're another one of those bands, man. I could add those to the list too as far as influences go.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh,
That somehow that doesn't surprise me.
yeah. They're great too.
Next question: favorite tour memory?
Favorite tour memory? Not dying a couple of times.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
We could
we've
go into
jumped-
that, but-
we've ramped off a set of railroad tracks and almost been taken out by a tractor trailer.
Yeah.
So those two are kind of tied for the favorite near-death experiences.
We could go into that, but that might be required for episode 2. TBA near-death experiences.
Let's go, man.
That's the B-side to this.
I would say, I mean, we hadn't really been on like definition like tour memory, but as far as shows, we played Blue Ridge 2021, and being front and center on one of those stages and just looking out and seeing an ocean of people like as far as the eye could see was like if someone after that experience, even right now, if someone said you can't do this anymore, I'd be satisfied with that moment that I had.
That's a good one.
I mean, there was thousands of people, man, as far as the eye could see, and I mean, everybody's out there just having a good time. We had people up front that we knew that actually knew the words and was like singing with us. And then, I mean, there's just people, you get done with a song and you just, wow. I mean, it's crazy, man.
That's
it's crazy.
what's up.
That's the Easy.
That's
Easy
the dream
best
right
memory.
there.
Yeah, I could, like I told you, I could be satisfied if it's like no more. That memory will do it for me. No regrets.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
Not applicable.
Again, first show.
First
man.
show.
He hasn't traveled a lot.
I know how you feel, man.
We're gonna.
I could say the
I
ride up here.
can answer a third one though. The pimp handing our old bass player a special little package.
Oh,
Was
yeah,
pretty
that-
funny too.
Yeah, well, I mean, just real quick, we actually legit like, whenever someone says a pimp in your mind, you get that picture of like the hat with the fur
Pepper Jack
coat.
from Always Sunny.
Yeah, like this actually happened.
Exactly like that.
He come up to our bass player and was like, "Hey, man," and like gave him some type of substance, and our bass was like, "Nope, not happening." So yeah, that was bizarre.
It's always the bass players that get into these situations too.
I know. It's something about a bass player, man.
Oh man. Okay, this is a good segue. Most embarrassing moment on stage.
Going back to Blue Ridge, playing Favorite Shade, missing a pretty important spot. Just completely, mind went blank. I was like, oh, okay, here's where I am.
It happens to the best of us. 'Cause to feed off your answer, sometimes it doesn't happen that much anymore, but sometimes I'll get like so caught up in the moment and kind of paying more attention to the crowd than anything. And I think it happens to every singer. You'll get up there and you'll kind of forget your words. So you got to wing it from time to time. I really try not to do that, but it happens from time to time. I've been known to forget a word or two. For you, sir?
Not
I used to. No, I've actually got one on this one.
Hey,
I missed a whole verse on one of my earliest shows.
an entire verse.
Yeah, I couldn't make anything up, man.
Holy shit, man.
That usually doesn't happen to the best of us, but we can move past this.
I went like, and that was it. I missed the whole verse.
That's
To
not
be
good.
honest, though, that's an accomplishment in its own right, though, because, like you said, that doesn't happen to the best of us.
I kept playing those, which is the important part.
I mean, that's rock and roll, man. Next question: Dream tour lineup.
Ooh. I would honestly, going back to earlier, I'd love to go out on tour with Seven Dust.
That would make sense.
I feel like that would be a great one.
That was fun.
Let's see. There's probably a couple other bands I could add on, but I'm drawing blanks right now, to be honest with you.
Miley Cyrus, Census Fail.
I don't know, maybe Dead American.
That's a good one.
That would be a fun one. I feel like you could vibe good with Cove singing.
I'm going to need more time to think about that answer, so
I could play off yours and say Seven Dust, or I could say Nonpoint, Raw. Some of the local bands, too. Defile the Crown, Death of Uriah, all them guys.
I have a very diverse taste in music, man, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to, like, just spat an answer out at you. That's something I'm going to need to, like, think about.
If it's any consolation, it doesn't have to make sense. You can put whatever you want on there.
I don't know, man. I mean, you know the obvious answer I would say, but I don't want to say it again.
say it.
I don't want to say it again.
Just say it. Just be.
Nah,
Dude.
we'll let the audience.
They do not tour. It can't happen, so
They-
don't say it.
They know. They know. The people know, man. The people know.
Could I give them a hint?
Please don't, because I know exactly probably what you're going to do.
What am I gonna do?
Go ahead, give it to them.
They're part of the big four of thrash metal.
Their first 5 letters are metal.
I was going to say Slayer, but okay.
I don't think we'd fit well with Slayer.
Oh.
You're too good for Slayer.
It was going to be Megadeth.
Sure.
Why are you laughing?
I mean, my guess was gonna be Anthrax. So,
why are you laughing?
all right, next question. A place you haven't performed yet that you really want to.
Ooh. Lincoln Theater in Raleigh.
That's a good one.
Never played there. Been there, seen a few shows, but never played there.
I don't really have a specific like venue like that, but for some reason, like we've played South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Haven't we been to West Virginia? No. I'd really like to go to Tennessee. I think that'd be cool.
I do have one more. The Machine Shop.
Yep.
I've seen stickers everywhere, all over people's cases, but I'd love to play there.
I think part of just wanting, I just want to go to Tennessee. I've never been to Tennessee, so if I could go there and play a show, that'd be a win
It's
for
a
me. Yeah.
double win.
Yeah, so my answer's gonna be Tennessee.
Anywhere.
He's hungry, man.
First show.
He's hungry.
Man, I'm sorry most of these questions haven't been applicable. We'll save it for episode 2.
Yeah.
I'll try to come up with something for him.
All right, second to last one. Favorite thing to do outside of music?
I'm a family man. That's all I do. If I'm not playing music, I'm hanging out with the kids. I mean, that's fun for me.
Back in 2021, or maybe it was 2022. It was 2021. Me and my wife both got sick with COVID and flu, like within the same month.
Jesus.
And I kind of did some soul searching, and I'm not gonna say I got obsessed, but I got really interested in working out and trying to just be healthier because of that. So outside of, obviously spending time with my family, like Casey said, as far as hobbies, I really enjoy working out. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel healthier. So music and working out and spending time with my family. So
I like to cook, man. Me and my girlfriend got into it maybe about a year or so ago. But there's just something to cooking, like the perfect meal, cooking for other people. That's something I've just been getting into here recently.
Explains a lot. I like to eat.
Yeah.
say that's actually interesting. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, I like to cook, man.
I was about to say, I burn water, so I'm envious. And the last question. The song you wrote that means the most to you?
That sucks because I don't actually write most of it outside of the drum parts.
That counts.
I feel like Break New Ground kind of holds the best place with me on that.
That's the same answer for me. If I get asked that question, it's Break New Ground. That song's about like battling addiction, whether it's like drugs or alcohol or just something negative you have in your life. Use this moment to break new ground. Like just there is something better for you beyond where you're at now. So yeah, I always pick Break New Ground when asked that question for that reason. Whenever you're a band, a grassroots band like us, and then you have people that come up to you and it's like, hey man, I listened to Break New Ground and that just I connected with it. I'm recovering alcoholic of so many years, or I've been sober from whatever substance for so many years, and this song really resonated with me. That makes it worth it to me to have moments like that. So I've actually had that happen several times with Break New Ground. People I don't know just come forward and say that.
I've seen it on social media a couple times.
Yeah. So that one, easy for me.
Break New Ground. The solo I wrote for that one is one of if not my favorite solo to play.
Break New Ground's a big winner, Rid.
I dig it. That's one of my favorites, so that's perfect. So with that was everything I had for you guys for this go-around. Was there any closing message, any final thing you want to tell any To Begin Anew fans watching?
Yeah, I will say you can find us on social media. If you just Google us, a lot of times you can find us. Facebook, you can find us. Instagram, you can find us. We have a .com. Usually that's the best place to go because we keep everything up to date up there. That's usually the first place like new shows and stuff like that get posted. It's tobeginanewmusic.com. We used to have another website, but we lost the domain on it. So again, if you go to the other website, you're not going to find us. So tobeginanewmusic.com. And you can find us on any social media. Got new music coming. Got a bunch of cool stuff coming real soon. I'll just leave it at that. There's some really cool stuff coming.
Perfect.
Come see us at a show, and if we've never been to your area, find a way to get us there.
Yeah, if there's anybody's watching this, we are not afraid to travel. So if you want to see us somewhere that's not North Carolina, if you're in a different state or something, hit us up and give us some venues, and we'll try to make contact and come see you.
Like I said, that was everything I had for you guys. I had a blast talking with you. I can't wait to catch your set later. And thank you to everybody for watching. And until the next video, stay tuned, stay scared, and I'll catch you later.
Thanks. Bye.